Khan. I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
Full impulse power.
No, sir. You have Genesis. You can have whatever you... Full power! Anvil!
Good evening, everybody. I'm laughing
Hello,
at
Jacob.
your superior intellect. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Are we good?
We're as good as we're going to be, I believe, Jacob.
All right. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good evening. And thank you for joining us at this great movie. And welcome. What's going on? I'm having a Roman moment. Sorry.
What is happening?
There. Welcome back, Roman.
I blame me for everything that just happened. I don't know what happened, but I blame me for it.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we hear you.
Just fine.
He can't hear us.
Oh, it's like
I can hear you. It just seems like there's a big lag in between.
Oh, there he goes.
It's Khan's fault. That's what it is.
Oh no. Is it because I spilled beer all over my desk just before we went on?
You have spiders
Probably.
jammed up in your keyboard. That's why.
So welcome.
Which I did.
Which is weird because you sounded great backstage just like literally seconds ago.
Yeah, now you're robot voice.
Yeah, you're a little robot in a little bit.
Great.
Check behind you. Is there a raccoon with like two plugs putting them together?
Yes, thank you, Jana. Thank you very
Don't you
much.
just that raccoon?
Yeah.
Y'all let me know when you can hear me.
I hear you.
I hear you right now.
Properly.
Yeah. Just keep
Does that
talking.
sound okay?
Yeah. It's
Do the
better now.
Gettysburg.
Okay.
Do the Gettysburg.
So
Gettysburg
welcome,
address.
Roman.
Thank you, Jacob.
Oh, okay.
Nice to be back. I appreciate it. I love this movie. It is my favorite. Why are we all yelling? Of the Star Trek films, and one of my favorite overall sci-fi films. It's one of my top. I'll call it a top 5 sci-fi film for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is great. It is great. And welcome back, Blair, the wizard.
Hey. Hello. Thank you for having me. Yes, this is one of the great sci-fi. This is actually one of the best sci-fi Star Trek movies as well. And
Yes.
it has a
one of-
much different
probably
tone
my
than the
top
first
one.
one.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, this is a more
Yeah,
action.
it does.
Yeah, the 79 one. I don't know. Somebody was on some serious drugs when they made
Oh,
that.
yeah. It was
I
a
don't
head
mind.
trip.
Yes.
Get the. Oh God, damn it!
Oh, there he goes.
No, it's running at me. It's running at me. It's running at me. Hang on. I mean, you guys just talk with yourselves.
I can't tell if it was his beer or a spider.
I think it was a spider. He's being charged by a spider and freaking out.
I got
Is
him.
it dead? Oh, what? Put that back up there. What is that?
Well, yes, it was under my keyboard. I can't work like this. I'm being invaded by an alien species, Blair. How can I be expected to work? What the hell happened to Jim?
Scared him off.
See what
Yes,
happens?
it's a different spider, Janet, to be fair. It wasn't the same spider. He was
First
much
time in a
smaller.
long time. And a spider shows up. And then
it's a Jaws 4 thing. It was the son of the spider that you killed earlier.
I know. You bring
Wanted
me on.
revenge.
Everything goes wrong. I'm getting a spider attack. I've got beer in my lap.
Doing a review of them. He's like in the corner. Them, like the little girl.
Them.
Is your
oh my gosh.
yeah? Does your garage smell like formic acid?
Yeah, right.
Well, if beer smells like formic
Yeah,
acid,
right.
then yes.
Yeah, the first Star Trek is very cerebral and very trippy and very 70s.
And it had that chick with the
And
throat
onesies.
lozenges on her
And
throat.
everybody's in a onesie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yes. With little
Yeah.
pieces of plastic in there for no reason. Like, why do you have a belt buckle to hold up your onesie? What's going on there?
I don't know what was going on with the belt buckle. I didn't
I
understand
I
it.
thought that wasn't that
I
like
did
a
like
unit or
Bones' outfit though. When
Oh, when he
Bones
beams on,
first
he's got the
shows up,
disco, the
he's
disco
like,
medallion, and
Yeah.
he's been discoing, man.
Like loungewear in
Yeah.
space.
he was a leather suit, Larry,
Yeah.
in space. Yeah, and then but
Shieldwall
then
of Dragons.
they got their senses
oh,
back.
this movie, the uniform
Yeah.
change to this movie was just top notch.
Well,
You saw
and-
that they've got the red with the little turtleneck thing going on, and with the black pants. It's a top notch uniform.
And the
The-
engineering people look especially great in those
Gorky.
outfits.
Mhm.
That looks like something
Yeah.
you think people in
Gord King is here.
engineering would be wearing in space. Some type of like protective. It's weird because their
Uh-oh.
heads are totally exposed. I know why, because you need to see the face. But
Mhm.
Dude, they're snipes. They're the below deck people. Their heads are unimportant.
I know.
Little Navy joke there. Sorry, that's
Yeah, but they got like radiation suits on and stuff from the reactor core and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you think they
all
would
that
have.
made sense. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They'd have protective gear.
The Gord
And,
King is here. Corn.
well played. Well played, Gord.
Welcome,
Hey,
Solomon Outdoors.
Evan, how are you? Good man. Good man.
we streamed with him yesterday. I did. Roman blew
Yes,
us
I was
off.
absent yesterday.
Yeah.
I was absent yesterday. Go Ball!
Who else we got here?
Jay Goodwin.
Jay Goodwin.
Sir. Yes. the
Welcome,
best Star
sir.
Trek movie. Easily the best Star Trek movie. And
Squeaker!
I will. Oh, the mouse! The mouse is back! The best mouse! Squeak, I could have used you for a minute ago for the spider incident. It would have actually been entirely handy. You could have talked the spider down with love instead of me having to crush it with my notes, which is what happened. So I don't have notes anymore, but I do have a dead spider.
Yes, the best quote from the movie. Love it.
And if you love Moby Dick,
Yes, and
in fact, don't watch Moby Dick. Watch this instead. It's way more fun than Moby Dick.
yes,
Yes.
Like the old one, the black and white.
Any version. I'm not a big fan of the Dick. So now I would say the
How
Gregory
about the
Peck
Dick?
version is better than the Patrick Stewart version, but it's just not my bag, baby. But I like but the quote
And
from For Wrath of Khan, I'm glad it exists because of that.
yeah. And the music to this is phenomenal.
Oh, James Horner this is just a great soundtrack. He's also the one who did soundtrack for Wolfen, by the way, a movie which you shouldn't watch. Thank you, Jana, for getting that.
What is going on?
I think Jay's calling your racism out there, Roman.
Wait, what? What? Where? When? What? The Mouse. Lord. So Nicholas Meyer, who directed this, also directed Star Trek VI, which is a good movie. It's not as good a movie, but it's still a good movie. His directing in this is just superior, though. It's kind of funny how it didn't, like I said, I know a lot of people like Star Trek VI, and I think it's an okay movie. But this is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're coming into this scene with the Kobayashi Maru, you don't know that this is a training sequence until you know it's a training sequence. I mean, it's so well played.
Hey, Steven.
And they wrecked the Enterprise.
Steven, what up?
Mr. Ransom.
Yeah.
And it's weird because Saavik is half Vulcan, half Romulan. How did she get in the Federation.
I think it's her perky ears.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Spock.
I did
probably
not
had
know that.
something to
Out
do
of
with
all
it.
the times I did not know that she was half Romulan.
Yeah, which I always thought was odd because they were such a xenophobic species, and
Right.
the Federation
I
was
was,
really
I was
leery of
unaware
them
of that
too.
as well.
Did they
did
mention
not
it
know
in
that.
this movie, or is that
Yeah,
just like,
she does. She talks about. She
Really?
mentions it that
huh?
she's not pure Vulcan.
But if you look at the sets in here, this sets the standard for like what the bridge looks like. They got
Yeah.
rid of all the like little
Yeah.
candy gem buttons and stuff for the
Hey,
original. And
I like those gems.
yeah,
But-
but
Yeah, me
this
too.
was more of a, you could tell this was more of an upgraded ship. It was like a newer
Yes.
ship.
Yes.
It's got all the stuff that carries over into the next generation and
yeah,
onward.
very recognizable.
Yeah, the like with the blue panel lights and stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah,
The red uniforms are just great.
mhm.
They're
Yes.
my favorite
Well,
Star Trek uniform.
I also like you do get a distinction between the enlisted and officer uniforms. We saw a gentleman standing in the background a moment ago. That was an enlisted dude. He was not an officer. Not Bones. He's just lurking in the dark like a weirdo at this
Right.
point. So yeah, they're getting that call from Kobayashi Maru that's in the neutral zone, and they're like, "Yeah, we shouldn't do this," and she's like, "Let's go ahead and do it." Okay.
Yeah, just to bring up a sad thing, a lot of the cast of this are past.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
this
Shatner-
movie
Yeah,
was a long time ago.
Shatner.
Well, Shatner's
Chekhov.
93,
Something
Yeah,
like that.
something like
92,
that.
93. I mean, he's in his early 90s, but he's in his 90s. Yeah, I think him and Chekhov are.
Sulu and Chekhov,
the
they're
guy-
in their 80s.
I try to forget
The guy
about
that
Sulu,
played
though, because
David.
I hate George Takei.
Yeah. The guy that played David died
He
when
passed.
he was 29.
Yeah,
very
he had
young.
AIDS.
So they violate the neutral zone, and the Klingons are on their way because it was a trap. That's all it was. It was just a trap to get them sucked in. Thank you, Beard. 93 for Mr. Shatner, who just went into space, I think, last year or the year before.
It
Yeah,
was the year before.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Wait,
Oh, this is
Ciali
yeah,
died?
even Ciali
She-
is gone.
did she-
Yes, she died. Yeah, a couple years ago.
When? Oh, really?
Yeah. She had cancer, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, when Bones goes, it was really sad. Everything just started. This is a training room. Shieldwall. I mean, if we had training rooms like this in the military, we would be so much better. Oh, and Blair, yeah, that's right. Although yours would have been an operating room and a lot of condoms, I think.
I'll be standing by the
I mean-
condom box that explodes. Like,
They don't have that,
No.
they don't have that. They don't have that blood room for damage control. I seen it.
Roman
It
would.
was for like the submarine.
Dude, I was in aviation. I didn't care about anything.
You
that
weren't,
happened on
so
the
you
ship.
didn't have to be on a damage control team.
No, dude,
or
we
any
were aviation. We
responsibilities
didn't.
for that?
No, we didn't. We
Really?
didn't.
Okay.
If we're dealing with what's going on with the ship, everybody else was dead. Much like what's happening in the Kobayashi Maru.
Right.
trade.
Yeah,
Right.
Roman would get a spider on his console, and the whole ship would explode.
One of the things that always got me about the bridge of like the Enterprise is that every position had an officer in it. That would not, you wouldn't see that in.
I
Oh
know.
no.
Yeah,
no.
that
No.
most
I
of
love
would
this.
be- yeah,
When the doors open and you just got the silhouette.
and you know it's Kirk right away.
Oh,
You can tell by the hair.
Yes. Pray, Mr. Savick.
Well, either that
Klingons don't
or it
take
was
this way.
TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
Just came onto the set.
Hey, Rose Gamgee, good to see you.
Rosie, welcome. Rosie,
Yeah, good to
welcome.
see
Good
you.
to see you.
I hope you're
He
doing
just
well.
brings such gravitas when he walks
Mhm.
onto the bridge, the training bridge. But
Mhm.
man,
Yeah, this uniforms are way better.
yes.
Yeah.
What did you think of my performance? I'm not a drama critic. And then the questions from Savick here, and Kirk just drills in her. Well, don't you think a no-win scenario is something that every captain should think about? I had not considered that, Admiral. Well, now you have something new to think about.
Yep, it was unfair task.
Look at her face. She's Vulcan, but she's pinched.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give William Shatner a lot of kudos. This performance and Star Trek III: Wrath of Khan or Search for Spock, those are easily his two best performances as Captain Kirk. He gets humanized a lot in these two movies, I think.
Yes. Yeah, this is his best.
Yeah.
Appearance
And
as
then
the
they try.
character.
Look at the trio over here. Wouldn't it just be easier to put an experienced crew back on Enterprise, Jim? It's like, what did you say? Gallivanting around space is a game for the young, Doctor.
Mhm.
Uhura gets all pissed off. What does he mean by that? So, and just to note, I know I'm talking too much. I love this movie, though. I know like all of it. He's only 49 here. He's considerably younger than I am now. But at this age, this is the age I retired from the military after 30 years. So he's reflecting. He's getting right, as they would say, on the vine. Now, apparently, Starfleet officers can stick around on station a lot longer. But
Well, even modern day, military if you're an officer of the sufficient rank, you can stay 40 plus years in the military. I mean, eventually you'll top out unless you make like admiral.
Yes,
go to the
which is what where Jim is, of course.
Yeah, right.
This conversation between Kirk and Spock is so good. It's just so based in the friendship that they have developed over these many years together. The book, A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
It was the best.
It was the best of
It was
times.
the worst of times. A message, Spock? None that I'm aware of, other than happy birthday, of course.
And the other
But
thing
I must be going.
that got me thinking now is, okay, so you're a human, you do 49 years to get promoted to admiral. What if you're a Vulcan? You live, 200 something years? Like, what do they just,
They could only.
how long can they stay in Starfleet for?
Oh, hello, cannoli, good sir.
It's one of those things. They must be
Cannoli.
okay to take a back seat to the humans.
Either that or
Well-
they just stay the standard length that a human could stay before they have to get out of it. Yeah.
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 And Spock, I mean, he goes on to be an ambassador, of course. But eventually, after he comes back to life. Spoiler alert, by the way.
No, yeah.
But we'll get to the scene in a little bit. But being Vulcan, they have a certain way they are shielded in their own way. You read me wrong, Captain. I have Admiral. I have no ego for you to bruise. He just wants to do his duty and as well as he can.
Yeah, this film and the next one feel more like the old TV episodes where they were, camaraderie was there. The first movie is kind of weird because,
well, yes, also
everybody came in together weirdly to do this, and it didn't gel very well. But this really brought it all back.
It felt a lot more organic. He didn't have to. He didn't have to relieve Spock of command. Spock gave him command, unlike poor Decker, who was like, "Dude, why bones, Romulan ale? This is illegal."
Yeah.
You can buy Romulan ale, by the way, which is just basically blue vodka. Don't recommend it. I love the decorations around Admiral Kirk's apartments, condo, domicile.
And he's got
all the bachelor pad shack.
Yep. 80s futuristic leather chairs.
Oh,
Yep.
A lot of nautical
but for
brass.
Yeah. No, he loves history. He looks back on the ship captains of old, The glass.
Oh yeah.
He hates them so much. My bones there, so
That's
quaint.
the best they could come up with in the future. Glasses? Come on.
Well, he's allergic to red knock, which is what I guess their cure for degenerative eyes of age is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say? You could say, "Thank you, thank you."
Thanks for dropping by, Rosie.
Well,
Yeah, you got to go, Rosie. It was good, wonderful to see you here. Hope you're doing okay. Always good to see you.
yeah, have a good one, Rosie.
Goodbye.
But to answer Bush's question, an 800 square foot apartment. So I think if you have replicators, right, where you can basically replicate all your clothing, all your food, all your stuff, you don't really need closet space or any of that kind of stuff. You can literally get away with living in a really small place, especially if you don't have kids and a wife or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guns. Yeah, yes, Bush. He is clearly an antique firearms enthusiast. Damn it, Jim. Everybody has a birthday. Why are we treating yours like a funeral? I don't want to be lectured, Doctor. What do you want? He's going through a midlife crisis, is what he's hitting here. Because he's not out in the field anymore. He is Admiral Starfleet. He's the guy behind the desk making the calls about things. It's an administrative position. He has all the power, but none of the adventure.
If he was really an admiral, his phone would have rang 4 times already.
Master Chief, why are you calling me at this hour? Another DUI. How is that possible?
Yeah. They'll just have everybody in their dress uniform tomorrow at 0500 in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So Bones right there just tells him exactly the thing, though. He's like, you're pissed off because you're not out, jumping around the galaxy anymore. He's like, get back your command. He's like, I'm too old. This is the gist of the conversation. And I really like this get ship. That though. Oh, Reliant. I love the design of Reliant.
The models in this are great.
Yes.
All the
yes,
ships.
Steven, I know. He's like 5 years younger than us, Steven.
This ship they're still using in
Next gen.
Up into
Next
gen era.
Yeah, this was the type of ship that Picard had.
All over
the Stargazer
DS9
like
too.
Very similar. Yeah. Stargazer has like 2 more nacelles above.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
quadruple nacelle design, which is a little bit weird, but whatever.
Was this a Nebula class?
Oh, I'm not good at my classes. I know Enterprise's Constellation class and then Galaxy class, but I don't know what Reliant is. I'm sure someone out there does, because you're all weirder Star Trek geeks than I am, and I'm a pretty heavy Star Trek.
Where's the portal when you need them?
Yes.
Chekhov in this is also Chekhov got a lot of screen time, and he's so good. Thank you, Beard. And Paul Winfield is just another. He's so good in this.
For just the small part he's in, he's really good.
Yeah.
Does it have to be completely lifeless? You're not telling me you're actually reading something. It could be just preanimate matter caught in the matrix. You know what she's going to say.
Yes. Transplant?
What if it's something we can transplant?
Yeah, he's in Terminator after this.
Yeah.
He
plays the cop.
Him and
Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen, who goes on to be
another just great underrated actor. In these giant roles that you barely see him though. Let me get this straight. Something you can transplant? Yes, doctor. Transplant. Let me get this straight. There's so much as a microbe down there. We are not going forward. And these science
Godzilla down there if we do that.
These science uniforms are fun though, because they actually remind me a little bit of Space 1999. If you guys
Yes.
remember
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
that. Hello,
Rich.
sir. Every time we have dealings with Starfleet, I get nervous.
Yeah,
These
the
are
reason
just
we
the
know
kind
all
of
the
people.
lines is because we're old and we've watched this movie
It's so true. I know.
50 times, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. It's like I said, I can talk you through this movie. And this is where you get the overgrown Boy Scout you used to hang out with is just the kind of man.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Kirk was many things, but he was not a Boy Scout. Hence you,
That's true.
which
That's
he
true,
doesn't
Boosh.
know, of course.
Welcome to the club.
Well, you're older than James Kirk in this film, my friend, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Bush, he died really young. This guy did.
I'm almost
Yeah, that's-
38.
you're just a child, Jacob. You could be my child. This whole sequence
Oh,
again.
my. Mom,
Nicholas
you
Meyer.
got some explaining to do.
What, Romy? Do you have another son? No. I love the suits in this. This whole scene is just really great. The hazing out with the you're in the middle of a sandstorm. You just get such a very alien environment. It's great. And then they're reading the tricorders and they're like, there's actually something here. What the hell? Because it's a very hostile planet. The sun coming through, the effects in this, and again, remember this is like all practical stuff, aside from like the phaser effects.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, so good.
Yeah, Jay, I was going to say, they look just like that
Yes.
suit, the first one, without the little rocket thing on the back.
And the awkward motion towards the giant V'ger woman thing with the that was so good.
Pulsating.
Oh yeah, yes. Well, who hasn't worn a giant plastic chest plate by this point in their lives is the question you really have to. I'm wearing one now, in fact.
I think that's all natural.
Yeah. Except Roman's is like a Moten Joe's, the clear plastic.
Plastic case.
Yeah, with all the like metals on it and stuff. You gotta blow all that powder on his body first.
Oh God.
Man, if anybody has ever been inside a Connex before, those big metal shipping containers, that's essentially what this is. They have somehow made this a habitable place and survived in it for 20 years. It's incredible.
Well, it was a planet.
People with
only for about 6
more
months.
intellect. People with more intellect playing checkers.
Space check.
They must be some deficients or something.
Well, he does only have two-dimensional thinking.
So, kind of understand this movie, you can get by without knowing the background really of what's going on. It kind of goes over it, but really it's based off of the original series episode called Space Seed, which is where you figure out where the SS Botany Bay and
which he was not in. So how would he know?
No, Chekhov wasn't in it. You're right. They just glance over that though.
Yeah.
They pretend he was there.
Well, what it could have,
he wasn't.
He might have like
read the report or
like the report or somebody talked about it a bunch. Like,
well,
hey,
no, but
that?
Khan
knows him too.
He is.
Yeah, and Khan never met him. So how would he?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's a plot hole that's this big, but only
He's
like the real
so
nerds would do it.
infamous that Khan just read about him in the. He read him off the crew report when he had access to the computer.
He that's possibly good. He could have seen the picture of the crewman.
True.
I love when Chekhov does the line though. Botany Bay.
Right, he realizes.
No.
Right, he realizes
we've got to get out of here right now. Chekhov,
now here's
what's
the other
matter?
plot hole is they couldn't tell that there was like one last planet or whatever, or they were out of position from before.
Yeah,
when they
really.
get into this sector. I mean, I get it.
entire
Spock's not around to like tell them, but
yeah, you think they'd have charts and stuff and know, hey, wasn't there another moon right here or something?
But
or
I mean, the concept is kind of cool. And now you
That
got
was-
like
look,
Dune
that
going
was-
on out here,
Yeah.
or they went to that dimension from Phantasm. These little midget guys.
Yeah.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder their science guy's like 97. So but this was cool with the
survivors of the eugenic wars. Yes, yes, we all made it. Here we go. This,
yeah, the eugenic wars of
they are, you know,
1997.
take it with a grain of salt, though.
So when I saw
Ricardo
this initially, I
Montalban.
hadn't seen Space Seed, so I didn't know who.
Oh,
anybody
really?
was. Yeah. So when he took his thing off, I was like, oh look, it's the dude from Fantasy Island.
Me too, right?
Which is what he'd been doing for like the last 10 years.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah. And Chekhov's like, God.
I remember Starlog magazine did a big thing about this.
Oh,
Now,
yeah. And
between the time that he did the Space Seed and this was what, 12, 14, 12?
well, this was
60,
1982.
And he did that in either 68.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like
not
14
About
years.
14 years. 14,
not quite
15
20 years, but
Yeah.
you, I do not know. But you, I never forget a face, Mister.
That I've never seen before.
Yeah, right, right.
I saw in some random report when I was reading through technical manuals.
But he is supposed to be a genius, so it could have been that he like saw his picture somewhere and with his name on the, like a crew roster or something. Or also, what's her name could have talked about him all the time. Yeah, I used to date this guy Chekhov.
Oh no, that's why he knows
Really
him.
weird.
You, I know. And they're
So
like,
this is
"What
the-
are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on?" It was like, "Yeah."
For the Alpha 5.
So for people who haven't
Pretty
seen the
amplified.
movie yet, or knows what's really going on, is all these people are genetically enhanced humans, so they're much stronger than a regular person.
Yes.
They're smarter, faster, all those kinds of things. And also, so he's Khan Noonan Singh, right? So he's from like India or something.
Yeah, he's a Sikh. They said.
Right, his Sheik, but his entire crew are white people with blonde hair and blue eyes. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I guess back in the 80s, this was how you showed superior genetics.
Yeah,
whatever.
when they were
wasn't it?
hiring
Yeah,
for the cast,
Um,
it was all 6 foot and over. They had
right.
even
For the
women.
men had to be 6 feet and over, and the women had to be over 5'7".
Oh, that's
just
what
like
it was.
now.
I think Khan. He doesn't go overboard with it. It matches his humble.
Yep. Yeah.
And he gives a really good just kind of synopsis here as to what's going on. This is where he's doing the you I never forget a face, and then he talked then to Chekhov. And I think this is where Terrell asked him, what are you guys doing here? And then, we were abandoned here, marooned by Captain Kirk. And Chekhov's like, that's a lie.
Yeah, we left you on a viable M-class planet, and that's when he says that 6 months after we got here, something happened in the planet's
Ceti
crashed.
Alpha, 6 months after they got there, Ceti
Super
Alpha
raid.
4 exploded, shifting the orbit of the planet, laying everything waste.
Right. Yeah. Making
You
it
got a
into
Cooper raid.
like a
Woo!
like a Dune type situation.
Yeah,
That's what
I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's when he does a thing. They said, "You're supposed to be on City Alpha 5. What are you
City
doing
Alpha-
on City Alpha
yeah.
6?" He's like, "This is City Alpha 5."
Right. It's only through my superior intellect that we were able to survive.
And the contents.
Yeah, I
of
don't
this
know how
bay-
they did it.
And the contents of this bay.
And he's like, wait, You thought this was Ceti Alpha 6. Why are you here?
I like how he just grabs the handle and just.
Yeah, that was always really cool. Picked them up.
And it immediately displays how strong they are, you know.
Yeah, because it's not even like a labored lift. It's just a lift. Like he's picking up a can of grapes.
And also the reason that they're able to be here from 1997 is they were all in cryo sleep when they were found by the Enterprise just floating in space. And then that's how it all happened.
Khan tried to take over his
They
ship.
were meat popsicles.
Yeah. Oh,
and this is where he's putting it together right here. It's like you didn't expect to find us here. Yeah, and Ricardo Montalban eats every bit of the scenery that he's in and every scene that he's in. This, oh my god, look at just
a little kid.
It's not a labored lift at all. It's just like up. Why are you here?
I know. And then look what J.J. Abrams did to my boy.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh. Lord.
Terrible.
God.
With the giant ships. The engine room looks like it's a boiler room at a stadium.
I hate the engine room in new Star Trek so much.
It's terrible.
This is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen.
Oh, it was. It skeeved me out a lot. The only other surviving member of Ceti Alpha 5.
Because I thought, like, wasn't it a jungle planet or something? It's like real.
Yeah, it was a very lush planet.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is like some kind of jungle worm thing.
I mean, it peels it apart and starts pulling out the like babies or.
Yeah, it was really well done because this is like a puppet or something.
Mm-hmm.
A pet, of course, not quite domesticated.
Yeah. Doesn't it make a sound like some kind of like squealing sound or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Melvin.
My life
hey there, Melvin.
Easier if people had handles fitted to their chest.
Yeah, right.
And then, yeah, these little slug things. This is creepy.
Yes, wraps itself around the cerebral cortex. And as it grows, slowly drives the host insane. That's how his wife died, by the way. It killed 18 of his people. I forget, I think it was 18. It was the number that it killed off a bunch of his people before they figured it out.
Yeah, it did.
Including his wife, Mira from
Right.
Star
Who was
Trek,
she was the ensign from the, so she was a normal human. But she was the one that he rizzed up. So
she was a superior specimen.
Oh,
this part is just
pours in. Oh man! It drops him in the helmet, so you get the giblies. Like there's no way to do anything.
Stuck it onto, yeah.
So it drills into their brain and makes them more susceptible. I can't say the word. Susceptible to suggestion. Sorry.
He has like some kind of frequency that he can do, and it'll agitate the worms so they cause pain. They start burrowing in there.
Thanks to Copa, we have 32 people watching right now. That's the biggest number I've had so far. So,
well, that's
all
awesome.
Right.
Cool. Thank you, Copa.
Spider's got Roman's brain. Thank you, Jana.
Yeah, he just leaves them screaming. He smiles.
And then they're coming out like, oh.
But he's so smart. He instantly knew that there was some reason that they were here, and he could use that to his advantage. Also, it was, now he's going to get out of there as well. And then then you got the Enterprise and dry
there
dock.
she is.
Yeah. This scene takes a little bit though. It's one of those longer scenes because they want to give you a nice view of Enterprise as they're going back to it, which is don't spray raid in my ears. I'll try, Jan. I can't guarantee anything out here. Jim is going out there to do an inspection, and he's just mostly annoyed at the fact that he has to do the inspection because he doesn't like that. But
Hey,
then
Dex.
Sulu's like, any chance I get to go back to Enterprise? Yes, that's exactly right, Jay. But
And why not?
It was
If you-
thank God it was a shorter scene than that one though, because that scene in Star Trek the motion picture was like 45 minutes.
yes, like
He's going around every
Oh
part.
yeah, they put so much into it. They were like, look at our
Look, it's the
beautiful
Enterprise.
art." Yeah, exactly.
I liked the bosun bringing him on. This is very naval ship stuff here that they did. Basically bringing the admiral on board. Scotty, before he got fat.
Oh yeah, right.
Is that guy from the Monkeys? That dude
No.
looks like he's from the band The Monkeys.
He was from Fantastic Voyage, the TV show. I can't remember his name.
His mustache is out of regulations.
I think he was in Witch Mountain too. Maybe one of those kids.
Oh, was he the little kid in Witch Mountain?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a boy.
I think you're right.
he's so human.
Nobody's perfect, Savick.
Yeah, yep.
So Jim does like a very cursory inspection here. It's like, all right, this is good. We'll call it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bones is like, what about the rest of the inspection? Later.
Right.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Cheers after this. This was like one of her first major roles.
This and that running silent. What the one with Tom Selleck? And,
that was Silent
running
Running.
silent. Yeah.
That
And
was,
Gene
that was a little
Simmons.
bit later. She was because she had she got married in like early 70s to her high school sweetheart.
Runaway. That's it.
Yeah. Was it Runaway?
Yes.
Runaway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gene Simmons movie. Yeah.
Yeah, with the killer bot with the injector.
Killer bots.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is another scene where I love it because Spock is screwing with Kirk by letting Savick, who just blew up the training room, take the shit out of Doc.
I will be right back.
Go ahead. We'll
Okay.
vamp.
We can do this.
We'll talk about the efficacy of the sensor unit behind Spock's left
It
shoulder.
is lovely.
Yeah.
I like the dark bridge a lot though.
Mhm.
It was now original Enterprise bridge, which is behind me, was obviously more well lit. But then you had the dark bridge for these. Well, even Star Trek: The Motion Picture, it was darker. Then in by the time they did Next Gen though,
That
it's
thing was
like
lit up.
Hilton,
Right again.
a Hilton
Yeah,
entryway,
see
which was like,
everybody.
oh my lord.
But in this one, didn't they have red lighting when they went into red alert? Like
Yes.
the lights went
Yes.
red? Yeah. So whoever was on the production design for these last couple of ones were probably like served in the Navy or something. And then you could really see it in the pilot for the original series. That a lot of the people in there knew what they were doing.
Well, a lot of people who worked on the original were naval people and
Right.
military people. So that's when they built the inside of the ship. They based it on ship designs, carriers and battleships and stuff.
Mhm.
You had all that stuff kind of poking through. And so, yeah, it had a real military feel.
Except for the
Yeah.
doors. We don't have the doors that go. We have big metal clanking, horrible things with a giant.
Yeah, they got to be
Whatever
water.
the hell. What do we call that? My God, I've forgotten all my naval terminology. I wasn't a big guy, to be
The
fair.
big spinny wheel thing.
No, we didn't. We had the spinny wheel thing on some things.
Oh, you're talking about, but it's just like
It was like a big handle that
mover.
you pull
Yeah.
down and
Right. And it's got
to close the
connecting
door and make
rods
it
that-
watertight.
It's got connecting
there we
rods
are.
that make
We're
both
back.
the latches go in.
And it's got lens flares too. No, we don't
Yeah.
need lens flares in space.
But do
We
they
don't
have
need those
cling
stinking
arms?
lens flares. Here we go, though. He has Savick taking Enterprise out, and Bones asking Jim, "Would you like a tranquilizer?" And Jim's like, letting this child take out the ship. Well, you're close, Copa. You're close.
Is based on.
It was loosely based on my career.
Fox.
Zax, hello, sir. This is
Hey,
a
Zax.
beautiful design for Enterprise, though. I like the original. I think this is my favorite design, though, with the blue big deflector shield in the whatever the hell the array is in the front. I like the square nacelles. It's just a beautiful looking ship.
Yeah, I love this shot too. You get a
Deflector dish.
Yeah, little guy
scale
waving
of how big it is. It's really good. Yeah.
Bye, Enterprise. Bye, little man. I don't know, Stephen. I thought it was pretty good.
You have a big like a face, like the train, you know.
Oh, like Thomas
with
the
train. Like Thomas the Train. Bye, little man.
And then, again, they do a slightly extended version of the scene, which is nice because you get the feel, of Enterprise and get a good look at her again.
And the music they play is just incredible on this. That score.
James Horner's score in this was fabulous. I think once we get out, Spock asks him, heading, Admiral, Captain's discretion. Mr. Sulu, indulge yourself.
Indulge yourself.
No, Jay, you're right. This is the last time we see this Enterprise really in this condition, or the 1701 Enterprise, not A, B, C, D, E.
Genesis. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Ceti Alpha 5 checks out. And so they're telling them they're coming to take Genesis there. And they're like, whoa. We're not supposed to. There was like a much longer timeline. I think it was like 6 months or something before.
Yeah.
Anyone
and all of
was
a
supposed to show up.
sudden they're like, yep, typical Starfleet. They're going to take it. We knew it.
Who gave the order? Why, Admiral Kirk.
Yeah, this is like
I
somebody
knew it.
announcing a new game. We're like, oh, I knew it was going to be woke.
I remember when Khan found out that he was Admiral Khan, because Admiral. You can check the orders. They are valid.
Now everybody starts scrambling around there because they're not. This is not what the plan was. They have no intention.
And David,
look at the guy pushing
anti-military, anti-Starfleet. David, I knew it.
Starfleet,
stormtroopers,
jackbooted thugs.
And then he just kind of clicks off it. That's it. Very good. Very good, Commander.
The other thing is these guys are on a ship with like replicators. They couldn't like get new clothes.
Nah.
I know Roman wants a shirt like that. Oh yeah.
I could pull that off. I would have to get a whole body wax done, but I could pull that off.
Was he wearing something that looked like that at the end of Space Seed? I can't remember.
No.
No.
He was wearing the red jumpsuit, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
With a few buttons undone,
Because he was gone.
What do they call him? Chippendale in space back in the day? Because they look like Chippendale dancers.
They should just go, runs in. I don't know where she was going or what she was doing.
She was doing like the karate stuff, the Vulcan karate or whatever.
Yes.
Did you change your hairstyle?
No.
It's
It's
still
just
like-
regulation.
She's very like forward. She's like, Captain, may I ask you a question? She stops the turbo lift, and Kirk's like, I've been waiting for this. It's been a while. And she's like, during the Kobayashi Maru, what did you do? Well,
Would you like to know?
he's like, you're concerned about your how you did during the evaluation during the Kobayashi Maru. And she wants to know what he did. He's like, well, it was not standard.
Yeah, that's
just like,
true.
Who's holding up the turbo lift?
First thing he said, she changed her hairstyle. I hadn't noticed.
I didn't notice.
And then the call comes through from Spock saying, Captain, got a transmission coming through from Carol Marcus. And he gets his look. And Bones just looks back at him like dead-eyed. Awkward. Awkward.
Yeah.
I'll take it in my quarters.
Don't you know, Bones? It's never wise to open up old wounds.
Sorry.
I mean, well, it's not like he called her, so.
Well, that's true. And the transmission is coming through just really crappy. It's very choppy. She can't, I don't think she can hear him very well. And she's saying, did you give the order, Jim? He's like, what are you talking about? The order for what? To take Genesis. Genesis.
What?
No one's taking Genesis. The signal's weak and it just falls apart on him. He's like, oh, we got a problem. Because he knows what Genesis is, or the perspective power of Genesis. And he's like, oh boy. Hey, boys, we need to have a meeting.
Yep. Guess where we're going.
Yes. Yeah, well.
So much for
my
your
old
old
girlfriend's
training
house.
cruise. Yeah, right, really.
Which
that's
one,
right.
Jim?
Yes, Boosh. Yes, it's being jammed by Reliant. That's right.
Yeah, Jim's like, we're going to my my former girlfriend's house, and they're like, which one, Jim?
Yeah, right, really.
The
you
green
please
one,
narrow
I
that
like the
down?
green one. She was spirited.
They're so freaking
She's
out
like
over
trying
it.
to calm everybody down. She's like, I won't. Her son's all conspiratory. They're bad.
But I mean, Starfleet at this point isn't giving him reason to think otherwise. It says Project 2025. This is I love where Spock. This is where he gives the whole thing about giving command over to Jim, and I thought this was just so well done because Jim's like, no, I don't. We don't need to do that.
The best part of this scene is that mirror. I remember seeing mirrors like that in the mall in the 70s. That were like, and people wanted to put them in like their vans they had with the shag carpet and the wizard.
Oh, God, that's
on the
right.
side, with the side
No
bubble
way.
window shaped like a heart that like bubbled out. Yeah.
And this is, pardon me, this is where we get Spock telling Jim, I have been and always shall be your friend. And blah 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 blah. But which is a key thing. But and as captain, as a training
the
cruise,
whole,
I'm happy to be in command.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or something
Yes,
like
or the one.
And the sets
like,
are just
thank you,
great.
that. Yes.
I mean, Steven mentioned about this is not the volume. Yeah, this is how you used to make sets, people.
Yeah, no lie.
Yes.
I like the Vulcan thing behind him. It's like that
Yep.
metal. It's the symbol for the Vulcan Space Academy or something.
Made out of those little
Do
tags
y'all
that,
like?
blow in the wind.
Yeah.
What's that?
Do y'all like the turtleneck?
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's all right. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
me too. I think they got rid of that in the second one or third one?
No,
Okay.
in Next Gen they got rid of it. They still kept
that's
the
right.
jacket.
That's right.
They got rid of it, which made it look weird, I thought, without
Yeah.
the turtleneck, because that's what you're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, it looked like they were wearing just like little onesie pajama
Yeah.
because they had no collars and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, that
I realized they
yeah,
were trying to make
totally
a transition to show kind of a transition to the newer uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I've always taken
Spencer's
it
guess
this way.
was the
These
stuff.
uniforms, they're at war with the Klingons at this point, right?
There's kind of like a Cold
No.
War.
Yeah, it's not an open
No.
war with the Klingons.
Okay.
That comes a few
So-
years later, or would,
Yeah.
or not for the Enterprise C incident.
Mm-hmm. Little foreshadowing here.
Spock handing over command, and Jim's basically like, he's grateful that Spock just does it, and because he doesn't want to take command from Spock. Spock gives him, which
Right.
changes the dynamic vastly as to the way everything moves forward.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you to grow up a little faster than you expected to. There he is.
Train-
That's an enlisted guy. That was an enlisted guy.
Really, what he would have done is he just been like,
Yeah.
I'm an admiral. You're still captain. Just give me a ride to where I need to go. We're gonna do this mission. And I'll just be like here on my flagship.
Training mission's over, now you got a real one.
Yep.
This guy's like, come on, we have what we want. We have a ship. We're free from the planet. And we have Genesis. We can go wherever we want.
But no.
It's like,
No, Khan is a lot more interested in revenge than just he can't leave just yet. He's still got something to do. And there was always speculation.
I like
this
that he
guy
has-
might be Khan's son, but the age doesn't work, so it's a little bit weird. But whatever.
yeah. I like that he kept one glove on.
Yeah, he's just got weird fashion going on all around here.
And that actor he was talking
Wait a
to.
second. Did Michael Jackson start his glove thing after this movie came out?
Probably.
Maybe he did.
I want to be like Khan.
But that actor he was talking to, he was in a very short-lived series called The Phoenix in like 1980, 81. They only showed 4 episodes of it. But then he's been in a whole bunch of other sci-fi movies. He was in Next Generation a few episodes. He was in Blade.
Really?
He's like a pretty good, well-known genre actor.
Oh, this is where Jim has to tell it because Genesis. She kept saying Genesis, and Spock's like, "It might help if I knew what Genesis was, aside from the biblical reference, of course." Stephen, you're asking an interesting question there. I would say yes, except that can't be Khan's son. Maybe a surrogate son, someone who he raised, but they didn't have children on, on Botany Bay. So I don't know. They have people who are kind of too old to be from there, but too young to be the original crew members. So it's a little incongruent, and I can't answer the question properly because of that, but it is what it is.
Did they ever mention in this movie what the time frame was?
No, I mean, Kurt says about 20 years. So
He'd still be too old to be 20. And
Yeah, that guy is pushing 30.
yeah, easy.
maybe they don't. I don't know, Jay. It's never overtly stated that he is his son. It's like I said, you get the implications, but you don't get the yes.
That is true, Jay. I think they do mention that they don't age the same either. So
Yeah, maybe they get
Oh,
older
markets.
faster to.
no, I think they age slower. They're like superior that way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong though. But that would make more sense for it being a
15
son.
years
If
after the original. Yeah.
yeah.
And this is, you're getting the whole explanation of Genesis.
Copa.
Reorganizes
Big
the
Boom.
matter of things to. Oh, I didn't bring more paper cups. Sorry. Reorganizes the matter to make it something that is it creates life from lifelessness.
Yeah, this
God
was
weapon.
state of the art back then. This
Oh
little
yeah, this
sequence
was like
here.
Oh, the effects, yeah. And you know what? I still think they're fine.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
works.
I think it works. It doesn't. They don't come off as hokey.
Right.
Instead of a dead, lifeless moon, we have a living, breathing planet. What set to deposit? Whatever life forms we did set forth to deposit on it. And Bones is really taken aback by this. Spock.
Who do they think they are?
Yeah.
They're playing God.
Doctor, you really must learn to control your emotions. They will be the death of you.
Yes.
He's like, my God, do you really think we're?
No, he just needs to grow a beard and wear some bling. Oh yeah.
He was much happier, I think. And then the Bones asked the question, what would happen if this were used on a planet where life already existed? And Spock as well, it would, erase such life in favor of its new matrix. In favor of its new matrix. Do you hear them? Why, you green-blooded, inhuman.
He's got that same look. Oh, there you go again.
There you go. Yeah.
Here
Still
we
at
go
it.
again.
Yes, Cope, I 100% agree with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Vastly superior. Because you believe what's going on around them. That you are taken out of nearly every movie you were in because it's so horrible.
Especially when they get into the space battle. That's like one of the best space battle scenes ever.
Oh yeah.
And this is where Jim gives the order, we got to get to regular. Oh, here we go. Reliant.
Ooh.
Yeah, they've reached the regular system.
We're all friends here. It's
One
okay.
big happy fleet. They haven't raised their shields. Raise ours. And they're raising shields. They're locking phasers. They're like, ah.
And
the music during this is so good. The
back and
theme.
forth.
It's just it's great. And Kirk's like, it's damn peculiar because they're not getting any communications. Like maybe their communications coil is down, and then they scan.
And she's like,
coil's fine. Yeah, shouldn't
she's
be
like,
raising shields?
standard procedure. We should put our shields up.
The captain's well
Admirals
aware of
procedures. Yeah. One big happy fleet.
He's all up in his chair.
Yeah, and they're just nose to nose here.
Yeah.
He's still like, what are they doing? What's going on?
Come on, shoot him already.
And this is where he's like, oh. And it's at this point, it's too late. Fire!
That right there.
Yep. Oh, man.
All that.
Alert.
Yep.
Yeah, now their engineering department just took a major hit.
And remember, Khan knows the ship. He looked at the schematics, so he
Yes.
knows exactly where to hit.
And the effects of him shooting the ship on the outside, just peeling it back the whole. That was so great.
And they're just trying to get back to impulse
I love
power.
this. He says to Scotty, "Can you get us on backup power?" And Scotty has this look on his face. Yeah, I wish I'd thought of that.
Barely, sir.
Yeah, because it's got the warp core, the impulse engines, and then it also has the it's basically like battery power to transfer, and that's where they can transfer all the stuff. At least that's how they work out in most of the games that I played. Is you can readjust the power around, and you have extra power for the backups.
Huge.
In which
Yep,
case,
they're
if you're
coming
not
around
shooting
again.
phasers or running shields or doing any stuff, even the backup power can run your
I will be right
life
back, guys.
support
I gotta go for just a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
your life support can be run for months off the backup power.
Mhm.
It's that powerful. But if you want to start like shooting phasers and stuff, then that's going to be a problem. But you can still do it. But if all that stuff is getting messed up, then yeah, you have problems.
Yeah, you can't go to warp on.
Right.
You only do impulse.
No, right. Yep. You have to
No,
have.
they haven't. He didn't kill them, but he very closely. He has damaged them in such a way that it is.
They're wounded.
If Kirk were a lesser man and Scotty was not so good at his job, they wouldn't have made it.
Right.
I mean, very easily.
Yeah.
He wounded them so they can't run because he doesn't want to kill him yet. He wants to draw this
No,
out.
he wants to toy with Kirk. He
Yeah.
wants to punish him. If he had just killed him right away, it wouldn't have been any fun. There would have been no satisfaction because he wouldn't have known who did it. And that was very important to Khan.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
If he wanted to kill him, he could have just shot photons in there.
Yep.
And blown the whole ship up. So.
No, I mean, and that goes back to when they finally, when they do have their conversation about, I've done far worse than kill you.
Yes, exactly.
Jay, you're 100% right. His hubris is what ends up ultimately being his demise.
I'm back.
Psychopath's a strong word, Boosh.
Well, but that he kind of has those tendencies because of his genetic engineering and how he was raised, and
Oh, he's super aggressive. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
Is this where Uhura's telling him it's Commander Alliance?
Conditional surrender. Unconditional surrender.
Put him on screen, and she's like, "Put him on screen while we still have time." Because now he's got the wheels turning, trying to come up with the Jim Kirk. I've got to figure a way out of this no-win scenario.
Yep.
The reveal here for Jim was great.
God.
You still remember?
You still remember me?
Oh,
I of course remember you. In the ship-to-ship communication here,
touch that you
again,
remember me.
is so good.
Yes, yes.
And Khan's telling him he wants all their information on.
Well, Kirk says to him first, like,
Genesis,
"You want
what's
me?
that?
Just I'll beam myself over. Leave my crew alone." And he's like, "Okay, I'll take that and anything regarding Genesis."
I give you 2 minutes or something along those lines, and he's like, "Cut it." Yes. You have 60 seconds. And he's like, okay. And Spock already knows what he wants to do because they've been working together for so long. He understands the way Jim's thinking. And he's like, a prefix code? That's all we've got. And Savick doesn't really understand what's happening. And that's why I love that's why you have to understand why things work the way they do aboard a starship. Using her prefix code, we're going to order a line to lower her shields.
Yes.
He said, "Yeah, keep nodding like I'm giving orders." Just great. The writing here is so good to come up with these ideas for Jim to come figure a way out of this was just brilliant.
Yes.
And again, in Shieldwall, you brought this up. The red lighting
Yes.
during when they're in red alert
Mhm.
is just really good. It
Adds
changes
the
the
atmosphere.
entire vibe. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It also, well, I guess in space it wouldn't really matter, but in real life, the reason you use red light is it preserves your night vision. So,
Right.
you're not at night. If you have red light on, it preserves your night vision, so
Mhm.
you can still look out,
Well,
look for threats and stuff.
when we're out, that's what we use. Yeah, I mean, we go to darkened ship. Darkened ship is so no white light is showing through any
Right.
when
Also,
hatches
yeah,
open
red
and
light
all that stuff. Yeah.
travels a lot. It doesn't travel as far as white light, so any bit of light that would come out of like a crack in a window or something, someone's not going to see it from very far away, because
Mhm.
on the sea or anywhere clear, you can see a candle from 50 miles away on a clear day. I mean, it's not going to be bright, but you'll be able to see that light. And if you have anything bigger than
Lock
that,
on
so
phasers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everybody's the subtleness with this. Yeah, lock phasers, and he's and he's like, send it, and then our shields are going down. Raise
I
them.
like how
Right there.
okay, Con,
And-
here it comes.
this lady that's next to Khan, she was the one that the actress that Lance from Outcast Creative interviewed
Oh, cool.
about this movie. It was
Oh,
like last
wow.
week. Yeah, he had Critical Drinker on there and Anti-Derivative Jill.
Yeah.
So that was a good interview.
And
She had a lot she
was,
wrote a book about it, and she had a lot to say about this whole thing, even though she didn't really have any lines.
Yeah,
still,
none
she
of
was
them
there.
do except for the one guy. Him.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
young man.
She was supposed to have lines saying something about the navigation. She was the navigator, so he's supposed to talk about navigation or something.
Yeah.
I love when Khan's looking for the override, and he is familiar with the systems, but he is not so familiar that he knows immediately where to go.
Right.
And
He's
when
like,
we're in a
"Where's the
battle,
override? Where's the override?"
you need half seconds count as to
Mhm.
your reaction time on this. Yeah, fire. And Jim, yeah, it's just like he doesn't shout it. It's just very firm. And then
I like the phasers in this movie. It's like a spitting action
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like a
Right.
solid beam from the TV series. It's like it's really nice.
And we get this part where it's like, oh, it just got real.
well, yeah, you did. Well, I like. I mean, they do the "you did it, Jim." He's like, "I did nothing other than get caught with my britches down."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those kinds of phasers, again, it goes to like different games and stuff, but there are pulse phasers, which I think those are that fire impulses instead of just straight beam.
Yeah.
You can
Mhm.
kill them that way.
Scotty, he brings up the dying crewman. I don't know why he goes to the bridge. I understand it's for effect in the film, but as far as a practical measure, it's wasting time.
Maybe go to the infirmary first.
But yeah, go to medical.
I hit the wrong button,
medical looks
Captain.
really good here. Yeah, I've been thinking again. I just thought I just go let it go.
He must
But
have been in shock or something.
the burn effects are really good here. The melted suits.
Yes.
This is just
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
Yeah, Bush has a good point. Why would you take him to the bridge?
Yeah. He must be in shock. Scotty is.
No, and this is his nephew.
It was his nephew. Yeah, they never. I guess
in
the
the
scenes got
extended
cut.
version, you get that. You do get that in the extended version. He stated his post. Well, the Chinese ran. And I love you've got the bloody handprint on Jim's uniform now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that never goes away.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with Jay though. Not having it stated that it's his nephew, it shows he more cares about his crewmen and his crewmates than his. It's
Uh,
like, oh, it's his nephew. That's why he's doing it. Instead of it was just a guy that stood his post.
yeah, crewman number 4.
Right. But he stood his post. That's what, while all the other trainees ran, he stayed at his post.
And now they're at the space station, Regula 1, and then the planet, the moon below is Regula. And they're trying to hail the space station and they're getting nothing back, which Jim already knows is a bad signal. And this is where Savick tries some BS on him though, because he's like, we need to go down there. She's like, Admiral, may I quote regulation? She makes up some BS about a flag officer going to a hostile environment. He's like, there's no such regulation. He's like, all right, come on. the face.
What?
There's no such regulation. And he gives command. He's like, Spock, you got it. And
I do.
We're not at code yet. We're not speaking in code yet, are we? That's when they get down to.
I do remember when I first saw this the first time as a kid. I kind of, by this point in the movie, I was struggling a little bit to kind of follow what was going on.
Now, I think after this, sorry, Shield would.
No, that was about what I was going to say. It was like when you get down to the planet. That's why I was like, okay, what's happening?
Yeah. I think from this point on, from the point they beam down, any communication with the ship is now code.
Mm-hmm.
At least for Kirk and Spock.
Because you realize that they might be listening in on them.
Right.
Yeah, I like their jackets, their uniforms in this. I mean, it kind of had like the bell-bottom thing going on, but that's a holdover from the original series.
Yeah, they blouse their pants and their boots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd wear that.
It's a very 80s like jacket and
right. Yep.
Yeah.
It would be cool though to get one of those and just be like wearing it around, just the jacket.
Looks like somebody buy it from JCPenney's or something.
Yeah.
Back there. Oops, rats in space.
Jump scare. Yeah, if you ever did an alien Star Trek crossover, here you go, right here. Jump scare.
Yep.
Ooh.
Creep around, you don't know if they're there. Oh, then the bodies.
Yeah.
They got lashed up and tortured. Killed them all. Nobody talks, so he got mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. Yeah. I knew that it looked familiar.
Yeah. Cool. So they're like, there's life readings in here, sir.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and he looks dead here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your first instinct is he's dead. It was horrible, Captain. Is Terrell with him at this point?
He put things in our ears.
I don't know where he's somewhere around because he's with
You're
him.
right, yes. But, because he says, but the captain was strong.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. As he sits there vacant, look in his eyes.
Oh,
there he is.
Captain Terrell. Paul Winfield is the actor, for those of you who are not sure of that. Put creatures in our bodies, made us do things.
P. Diddy was here?
Oh gosh.
Oh my. You're right. Jim's reaction to Chekhov, because he is an old friend, is very personal in this scene.
Yes, yeah, so
and he asks, well, where is he now? And well, and he's like, well, where did he go? He's like, well, he had to get back to Reliance. He was late. He had to get back to blow you to bits. And this guy, this scene is hilarious. Well, the coordinates are still here. Oh, we'll just beam down. Whoa, wait a minute, damn minute. What if beam down to where? Well, wherever they went. What if they went nowhere? This is your big chance to get away from it all. Because this is where he's putting it together. He's like,
Kentucky.
Underground. It was going to be underground.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is where or no, it's not until they're down in the cave in Regula where they exchange the idea for the code. I'll re-mention that there. So they beam down. It's just it's not very interesting.
Tunnel. Yeah,
It's
cut out
just a-
tunnels
yeah.
and stuff.
It's just
As soon as they get
hologram.
there, they
Yeah,
all of a sudden
there,
they activate.
It's like, Captain, I'm sorry, or Admiral, I'm sorry. It's even harder than that. Have you been listening, Your Eminence?
They
Kill
both
him,
do a
Terrell.
great job, like this excellent, pained look on their faces, knowing
Yes,
this
they're
is not
trying
right.
not
And
to do what he says, and they're resisting, and it's killing them. I love Khan is just so kill them, Terrell, kill them. He just wants it done. I want to obey.
Uh-huh.
he just shoots himself.
You can't.
I thought that was really cool when I saw
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
effect.
he disintegrated himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Calm's menacing calm. Yeah, exactly. He just wants this moment. Yeah, and Captain Terrell yeets himself out. And at the same moment,
Yeah.
Chekhov's the bug is coming out, as they say. Well, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Let's
Yeah.
not
Must
wait
be
and
from-
find out.
That's what Roman
It
would
must
do.
be from China.
If he had a
What is-
phaser,
It's a
he
spider
would
scene. It's a
he
spider.
would shoot. Yeah, he would phaser the spider just like that.
It must be
That
from
phasered
China.
Orkin.
And, yeah. I wish I had a phaser out here. And now Chekhov's just kind of not doing great. Raid. Boom.
Just
And
There
this
it is.
this exchange is I'm sorry, I'm V-chipping myself. I want to slip into Roman mode. You're still alive.
Now there's a
You managed to
spider.
kill just
little
about everyone
bitty,
else, like a
teeny
poor
tiny
mark.
spider in my face.
My old friend.
That's how COVID started.
Roman, now there's a little bitty spider in my face.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, then he says, "I denounced you. I buried you."
Yeah, because he beams out
Buried alive.
Genesis.
Buried alive.
It's like, if you want to kill us, Khan, you're going to have to come down here. You're going to have to come down here. Yeah, and that's Ricardo Montalban. I've done far better than kill you. I've hurt you. And I wish to keep on hurting you.
Hurting you.
Just the delivery is just so good. The hatred, just the visceral hatred of Khan for Kirk. And Kirk's just, he's not happy that Genesis is gone, but he largely is taking this in stride because he knows Enterprise is still doing their thing to stay out of harm's way and get the ship operational enough.
Mhm.
Yes, Boosh, it's good acting. And this is not the overacting of the series. This is Shatner's best performance, I would say, ever. And then followed on by Search for Spock, which is also a very, very emotional performance from him.
Yeah, these two movies are
Yep.
yeah, they're great.
Yeah, Jay, he eats every scene he's in. Even when he's just being subtle and seething, he's eating the scene.
True. They only see each other on the view screens
True.
or hear each other. He should have gotten an Academy Award for this.
Sorry, I'm
Now,
back.
they didn't do sci-fi movies back then.
If this came out today, he would, because it would be the only thing
Yes.
good.
I know, right?
I want to continue hurting you, Captain.
Yeah, he's just so satisfied with it right now. I'm far better than you.
I just love this. Buried alive. Buried alive.
Mm.
And then that's when he goes off and
Yes.
and then they pull out, and then you hear him screaming in space,
Echoing the space. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah, and he's just the build up to him yelling into the communicator. Just the rage building in Kirk to that point it's just brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting the con echo at this point. Okay, that was unfair. That wasn't meant to make me feel good. And then the music echoes it as well. The music echoes the con part of it.
Yep.
She's trying to contact Enterprise. Enterprise is maintaining silence.
Is this where they're eating the rations?
Not
I think
yet. They're not in the
so.
cave
Not
yet.
yet.
So yeah,
No.
because Jim's like, I don't know anybody else, but I'm starving. How can you think of food at a time like this? Basic survival, Doctor.
It's like, who is Khan? Is
Yeah,
there
to
food in
explain.
here? How
Mhm.
can you think of food at a time like this?
There's food in the Genesis cave, enough to last a lifetime if necessary.
Oh, that's right, because it's actually like they can grow stuff in there.
Yes.
Yeah, they have their own little cave of Garden of Eden thing. Proof of concept.
I want to know what kind of creatures are down there.
I think it's all just plants.
I think so too.
Dinosaurs?
Now that would be interesting. So now I think, is it just Carol and
Xenomorphs? I don't know.
Exactly. It's just a cave full of eggs. I was like,
Oh,
what do
God.
these do?
Yeah. What are these? I don't know.
I think David was
Oh, that
like,
one
we don't
opened
have
up.
time for
Let's
this.
go
And
closer.
Jim's like, yeah, yes, we do.
Yeah, they see the eggs. Oh, that one opened up. Let's get closer.
Mm. And this is where they have their heart to heart about,
Yeah. The breakup.
David is where you get that David is his son. She didn't want him in his world. She wanted him with her. All right. I stayed away. I did what you wanted, B. I've been sending the child support. That's why I'm still
Let me show you
working.
It's like, oh my. Sorry, I'm going to start scrubbing a little bit here, folks. It's like,
And now they go in the Genesis cave, which is a really nice
Yeah, this is
effect, by the
cool.
way. The map painting in here
It
is
is.
great.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Hmm.
see if we can get this. Yeah, but I don't understand the sun. Where's the sun come from?
They never say
Yeah,
it
I
must
don't
be
know
smart
either. That's
for.
just something of the Genesis effect, I suppose.
There it is. Yeah, it's a really cool effect, the way that sun comes in and the matte painting and everything.
We're not there, Jacob. We're just looking at Jim and Carol.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, my.
Here we go.
Now it's just a black screen. Is it just a black screen now?
No.
No, we're just
not
seeing,
yet. It's just still Jim and
cartoon.
Carol. Yeah, she's
just-
Can I cook or can I? That's Moosh has got the quote down there. It's true. Because Jim's just astounded by what he's seeing, which we'll see him, I imagine, soon.
Now we have black screen.
But
about
Jim
now?
thought that Genesis was just a carved out cave. She's like, no, it took Starfleet engineers like 18 months to carve out. And then they see this
There we go.
actual Genesis cave. And I'm not sure
Jim, have
when
you
we
seen
get
anything like it?
communication with Spock soon. Because he's like, Captain, if we went by regulations like Lieutenant Savick, minutes would seem like hours and hours would seem like days. That's
And
the code.
over there,
What he
and
was
over
talking about
there
the-
is Munchkin Land.
they're talking about repair times.
Mm-hmm. So they're speaking so that things will sound like they are longer because they know they are being monitored.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
so we
"Where
go
is
actually
she?
by the book.
Where's the
Yeah,
ship?"
she's not. Yeah, Enterprise is not where she's supposed to be, and that's freaking Khan out.
I love this a little bit. Please tell me what you did with Kobayashi.
Change the
Like,
conditions of the
reprogram.
test so it was possible to rescue the ship.
And then Bones is like, just
You
bluntly, he's like, he's cheated. Yeah.
Change the conditions of test. Got a commendation for original thinking.
I don't believe in a no-win scenario.
Yeah. Which is when the communication comes back with Spock. He's like, Spock, it's been 2 hours. What have you got? I don't believe in the no-win scenario. Just great.
Right on schedule.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. You're to beat the Kobayashi.
Yeah.
No, everything they did in the Abrams track was stupid.
No, I hate
pineapple he's
that
eating?
so much. The only good thing about the Abrams Trek is in the first one, the very first like 10 minutes. That was it. When his dad sacrificed himself or whatever. That was the only good part. The rest of it was
George.
garbage. Yeah. The rest of it was garbage. It didn't need a reboot. It didn't need any of that stuff.
No, it was
no.
And
horrible.
then the new TV Trek is trash too.
I didn't even watch
Well-
it. I can't bear the stand of it.
It was Thor, man.
Yes,
He should have
Chris
survived
Ellsworth.
that.
That was one of the first times we ever saw him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent. There was another one too, where one of the guys that I liked it, but then the rest of the movie fell apart.
And I think this is where she turns to Spock. She's like, "You lied." He's like, "I exaggerated."
I exaggerated. Oops, sorry, people.
So yeah, he gets the basic caught up on the condition of the ship as to what they can do. Yeah, you lied. And he's like, "Well, what does work?"
Yeah, right.
They've got
can flush the
auxiliary
toilets,
power and
Yeah, right. Really?
It's like, oh, it's butt kicking time.
oh yeah, photon torpedoes.
There she
I don't think they can.
is.
Can they fire phasers? At this point, I don't remember if they can. I guess we'll see. I don't remember if they
I think
can or
they've
not.
got enough.
I don't
He tells them they
remember.
got like enough juice for like one shot or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very. They're limited. Yeah.
Yeah.
There she is, and not so injured as we were led to believe. So much the better. So much the better. Yeah, so
I love
now
his little
Khan's
chase
getting
scene.
the fight he wants to have with Kirk.
Still didn't know he's alive yet, though.
No, because he
Or
still
out
thinks
of
he's
the
down on
cage.
Genesis
Mhm.
or
Right.
on Regula,
Uh-oh.
the Motara Nebula.
Ooh. I like the effects that when they miss, it gives the rumble like something just passed them or something. Or it hits the shield
And
or
this is
something.
great though because the Enterprise is going towards the Nebula, and his and Khan's second in command, I don't know what I don't remember what his name is basically, whoa, we can't go in there. We'll lose visibility. We're not gonna, we're blind if we go in.
I thought your shields don't
Using
work in there or
shields.
something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But they're also
it's like-
sensor blind.
it really screws with the ship's just function.
Right.
And this is when Jim hails them though, because Spock's like they're dropping off. He's like, send them the comm. He's like, we tried it your way once, Khan. Ready for a rematch?
Hey,
He's like,
hey, Jay.
I'm laughing at your superior
Hey,
intellect. Hey, AJ.
You're still alive, my old friend. Still old friend.
What is it?
Um,
The taunt is one of those. But you keep missing the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when he really pushes him. He's like, Khan, I'm laughing at the superior intellect. Damn you! And then he pushes and then Kirk's like, well, at least he's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he knows what he's gonna do. Yeah, then and they go into the nebula, everything goes dark. It's a great effect though, because you get the feel that they've moved into this strange energy field.
Yeah. And you get callbacks to the, what episode is that where they first meet the Romulans?
Oh, the Romulans, Balance of Terror. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
where they're fighting blind. This is a very similar battle. You're right.
Yes.
That's sir. Damn you! There's so many good parts of this. Yeah, they're playing cat and mouse.
Yeah. A lot of
in
suspense. Because they can't find each other. They know they're there.
Oh. They're relying on visuals, which are sketchy.
Yeah.
I like how it shows them like this, like passing it over each other.
Yeah, not even knowing it.
Yeah, that the whole battle space is in actual 3D. It's not 2D.
Mhm.
So there's, all the dimensions there.
Basically two submarines going after each other.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
One ping only.
Oh, and then he lines up on him. They're only gonna get one shot at this, so
Yeah. So he's like, fire. And
fire.
then he's like, aft torpedoes.
Well, because right now at this point, he still can't see him. They're there,
Yeah.
but they don't. It's
Totally
like they're
missing.
just suddenly right in front of them, and he's like, so it's just blind luck that they are where they are when they are able to let loose. This is great because you're seeing, and then then Reliant is suddenly right in front of them, and Kirk just is able to let loose, and it's like, oh, all right. Yeah, look at this. Oh, it's just so good. Yes, yeah. It demonstrates two-dimensional thinking.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the music.
Yeah.
I wish we could play the music, but
Oh, I
it's
know,
just so
James
good.
Horner.
uh,
For those, yeah, if those of you are not familiar with the soundtrack for this, get your Spotify and find Star Trek 2, put it on. Yeah, he pulls a crazy Ivan. Count us sonar, crazy Ivan. Crazy Con. And so they get a shot in on Enterprise, though, which isn't great.
They
And
both
this is
get
what
shots
takes
at
out-
each other, I think.
Yeah.
This is what takes out Enterprise's warp drive right now, though. They don't have warp power because of this.
Right. Oh, I love this. He picks this up like, "Arr."
Oh yeah, their bridge is just destroyed here.
I don't know if you can show it here, but when the bridge blows up and that thing falls, a dude just like falls out of the ceiling. I don't know what he was doing up there.
Dude, he falls out of the ceiling.
Yeah, it looked like he came out of the ceiling, like he was up there changing light bulbs or something.
Oh, so yeah, so there's radiation leaking down in engineering right now. That's why Scotty had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yours is the superior
Where's the
intellect.
dude?
He's under a beam in this destroyed bridge.
Yeah, well, they hit
He's
that
like,
top
I'll
dome
get
part
revenge.
with the phasers. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's like, but your superior intellect.
I shall avenge you.
Both of them are doing pretty bad right now.
Yep, there goes little buddy. Bye, little buddy.
Ah,
And they haven't even been hit as
Good
bad
old
as they're gonna
Spock.
get hit.
Mhm.
yeah.
And they've been hit like
Good old
they're
Chekhov.
in very rough shape. But Chekhov's pissed. He had that bug in him.
He wants to blow him up. Yeah. Oh, actually, we didn't say this earlier, but he marooned the entire crew to that planet they were on. I couldn't remember what he did with the crew of the Reliant.
Yeah,
Oh,
he left him on the
He
planet.
left him on Ceti Alpha 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're still
Yeah, this is
there.
where Spock tells him he's demonstrating two-dimensional thinking. And so Kirk's like, Z minus whatever. And this, again, the lineup here, and you've got the
Oh,
music.
so great.
It's just so good. And when Enterprise just kind of comes up right behind her. Oh, here it is. Yeah, look at the vision. This is great. Yeah, ages flow, absolutely. And Enterprise, you just see her rise up, and it's like, oh wow, this is awesome. Chekhov manning the torpedo station.
Yeah, he's got the special joystick with the button on it.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
there's
say
just
that
so much
there's, like,
tension here.
There's no lock on for the weapons, and he's like, fire when you're ready.
And then he's like, fire, because they're like right in front of him.
If you don't have a lock on, you got to do what people do with video games is they actually draw a cross on the front of their TV. Wherever they look, there's certain games that
These
you can cheese that way.
I
these
love
miniature
this destruction.
explosions are great.
They are, man, so good. When Reliance engine just blows off, you get that whole spinning electrical thing
Yeah,
going,
it's all
sizzling in
sparkly and
space.
stuff. Yeah,
Great.
the plasma. Yeah, that's true, Boosh. That's that big portion that's suspended between the nacelles. That is the aft torpedo launcher.
Right.
Not really sure how I guess they store them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got problems now. They lost the nacelle.
Not looking good.
I think they lost impulse as well.
I thought the impulse engines were like the little square things on the back of the saucer.
I thought they were in the back.
Ooh.
The
Yeah,
first
they're
thing they get
below-
hit.
They're below the aft torpedo launchers.
And Khan is not looking too good.
No, and
Don't be
Enterprise is
singed.
telling them to accept surrender and beam your survivors over. And Khan's like, no.
He's got
This
one
is where
last trick.
he gives the line.
Oh,
Here
yep.
soon.
As he's activating the Genesis
Mhm.
torpedo, which Kirk doesn't know what he's
Captain,
doing
we're-
until the signal starts
we're
to go, and he's
getting-
like, "Oh,
We're getting
He's
high
like, what is that? And they're like, that's the
energy
Genesis
levels.
wave.
yeah, that's the Genesis wave," and they're like, "Oh no."
I like how he's like having to maneuver it
Yeah, 'cause
with
he's
his
got
whole
the-
body.
Yep.
And this is how Khan turns into an evil planet.
on. Yeah, and he just the timing with the lines and and pushing each of the individual sections
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I
For
agree,
hate
Bush.
sake,
It's a
spit
weird
last breath.
thing to do.
Yeah, the whole thing, and it has the little candy buttons on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. From
And that's
hell.
what
And why
where,
is his son like wearing the douche around the
Because that's how he was. He
the,
was raised by his
He's a
mother.
college.
yeah,
a little
the,
strange. a little
the
strange.
douchey sweater around it? That's how you knew in the 80s if somebody was a douchebag. They
Yeah.
were
True.
wearing like that.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
like an insect with
He-
bright colors.
Yep.
He probably drives a Beamer too.
Yeah.
No, there's
The
which is
convertible
still
one,
the case.
convertible one.
So yeah, Enterprise is trying to get away, and Khan's like, no, and then he gives the Moby Dick speech after that, as the Genesis torpedo is getting ready to ignite.
From hell's hard, I spit at thee. Yeah.
It's like you can't
And then
go in there.
All
All right,
Spock
Doctor.
knows that the warp core is offline. He's going down there to try to. He's like, oh, I got to take care of this. So you can't go in there; you'll die. And then this is when Spock, like, perhaps you're right. And he does the neck pinch and remember. I think that, and if I'm not mistaken, that was an add-on. The whole, I'm sorry, Doctor, I don't have time to discuss this logically. The remember part, I think, was an add-on. So I think they'd actually planned on Spock dying. And I think a lot of what happens was because of this, it was incidental. I think it was a test screening thing as to why they changed the ending.
Oh, so they went back and did a reshoot.
They planned on Spock dying. They from each movie to the next, they weren't sure if they were going to do another movie. So when they killed Spock, they thought this was a nice close, but then no one wanted that. And then they blew up the Enterprise in Star Trek 3, and no one wanted that. So then you got the whale movie.
Yeah, so then they blow the Enterprise up like every movie after that.
Which never
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
hate
it would the Spock's death and the destruction of Enterprise are two incredibly impactful scenes.
right.
Spock's death, I think,
Yeah.
more so than even the destruction of Enterprise,
Yeah.
because the dialogue was so heart wrenching. Oh, you know what, Jay? The reason they got him to do the reason that he agreed to come back was they let him direct. That's how you
Yes.
got Star Trek 3. That's it. They let him direct, and that was his condition. Because yeah, you're right.
He
Nimoy wanted to
directed
be
the
done.
one after this or the whale one.
Yes.
Both.
The answer to your question is yes.
And then Shatner wanted to
spit
do
my last
one, so he did
breath.
5.
Not so good. We don't talk about 5.
It's like he's right in the middle of the.
Yeah, the Shatner direction was really
That is
Bush.
just
No one
some
likes 5. I don't know. Were you
epic.
taking marijuana?
That was
It's
just
not
some
good.
epic
No.
last words right there.
Oh Lord, I don't care if it ran out of budget or not. It's not objectively is not a good movie. I don't know what's wrong.
It had rock monsters.
I mean, I'm a man who loves Star Trek. I cannot tolerate
Yeah,
Star Trek 5.
the
I didn't like the scene in the park. I didn't
the
like any
whale
of
one
it.
is the last good one for me. Like this
The
series.
whale one. Yeah, I like the whale one.
6.
Six is fine.
Undiscovered
I like
Country
it
is
going out with the
Great.
whales though.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the
like-
one
I
where
like six
they go
better
on
than the
trial and
whales.
go to the Frost Planet or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Undiscovered Country.
I didn't like that as much. I put that after the whale one, but way before 5 because 5 is a dream of Kirk. But I loved the ending of Star Trek 4 though, where they see Enterprise A and they decide to move. I think that's a beautiful ending. I think it would have been probably better to close it out there, but it doesn't
I
matter.
like
We're not there yet.
I do like into Search for Spock where they what is it? The Excelsior, is that the ship?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
Oh, the Excelsior
we
scenes
got-
are hilarious.
we've got trans warp.
I know, right?
Of course you do.
The stupid little stick.
And Scotty's like, I took all their control crystals.
He's got him in his hand. Well, and right now they think they're all going to die. They don't think they're going to make it because their warp core is offline, and there is on
Yeah.
impulse power. There's no way to outrun what's going to happen with the Genesis explosion.
And then Spock fixes it.
Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, and then as soon as they get it, just Lord, Jacob. I feel like I'm in the abyss now. There we go.
Oh,
There
I'm
we
still
go.
here. I'm here.
Identifies as superior technology. Clearly not. It was technology before.
Yeah,
Its time.
apparently that type of warp can do whatever it wants all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and so
it's fluid.
at this
It's
point,
a fluid warp.
He gets the call.
yeah. So they get warp power back online. He just tells Sulu go, and so they're jetting, and he's looking back for Spock, and he's not there, or he gets the call from McCoy. He's like, McCoy's got this just sad ass voice over the comms, like, Jim, better get down to engineering, better come quickly. And he looks over and Spock's gone. He's like, oh no. And it's just
Brutal.
Yeah,
I
this whole
almost-
scene is rough.
Yes.
It's just it's very difficult to it's still difficult to watch this scene.
I mean,
knowing
you
what
can imagine-
happens in Star Trek 3.
Watching Star Trek from the beginning, the original series up to this point, like,
Yeah, if they had never made another Star Trek movie, this would have been like epic.
That would have been rough. It would have been rough.
Yeah, the funeral scene, the bagpipes playing and
Oh my god, yeah. That's like a standard. Oh yeah. When and Jim tries to go to rush in, and Scotty and Bones have to stop him, and he's like,
dead
he'll
man.
die. And Scotty's like, he's dead already.
yes.
Oh. And Spock struggles to get up, and he straightens his tunic. And that was like, oh man, even in his last moments.
Yep. Proper officer to the end.
Yeah, it's just crushing. And he tries to walk out, and the door obviously is stopped. And then you get this is that just crushing dialogue between the two. Ship out of danger. You saved the ship. You saved us all. I never took the Kobayashi Maru myself. What do you think of my solution? And Jim's like, oh, Spock, nice time for a joke, asshole.
I like how they keep sliding down and down.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jim's just following his motion.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the I have been and always shall be your friend.
No, that's why I lost it.
And and because it's very slow about it. And then I always have been your friend, and then that's it. Then he just kind of turns over, and that's over. And Jim's just soft no. And he collapses on the other side of the glass. It's heartbreaking. Oh, live long and prosper. That's right, JS.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, even when you know what happens in the other movies. This scene itself is tough, and the funeral after it is also very tough.
Yeah, they're both sitting their back to each other.
Yeah, Copa, that would not have been granted, though not as effective visually for the scene itself. Not like Bubba and Forrest. It's nothing like Bubba and Forrest. Oh, in this, they're both just collapsed against the glass, and it was like I said, it was terrible. And then the next thing we do is to go to Spock's funeral. And Jim's words here again are just equally tough because of this is Shatner's. This is the brilliant part of Shatner's acting. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human. That crack in the most was just, oh man.
And the writing is so good, and I mean the way he acted it is good too. And Kirstie Alley's kind of hot in this right here.
Well, her hair's down. She change her hair.
Is that a black pill? It looks like a black pill. Look.
It does, but space suppository.
Sure, not an atheist. And then they shoot him out. And not in.
But when you see him, when you see the capsule land on the planet, and you see the wind blow over it, even then I was like, oh, they're going to bring him back. The planet revitalized him.
Yeah. Well, at least the shootout from the ship wasn't like the one in Alien. It's like disposing of garbage.
Body
it just starts tumbling.
And then
but that fits for that movie, though.
Well, Kirk's monologue at the end is also very good. If this is in fact life from death, I will have to visit this place again. Oh, David, this scene was fine. It was all right.
I don't like how they did him in the next movie. It's kind of like, really?
No,
you have to?
No, they just kind of take him out. It's just like that sucked. But you do get a good performance out of Jim.
I was thinking at least he didn't get an off-screen death.
True.
Yeah,
they at least killed him in front of your face.
But this is, David tells him he's proud to be his son. And they have a very, very awkward embrace.
Yeah.
Nerdporial! What is up, my brother?
Where have you been, man? We needed your help with the ships.
With the lore.
Yeah, so like this scene, it's awkward, but it would be an awkward scene. There's no way it's not. I mean, they are actually acknowledging each other as father and son for the first time. It's fine. This is like when John, the creative blue collar guy, and I met for the first time.
Little awkward.
Little awkward.
Give us a hug.
Yeah, awkward hug. This hug is very not good. I don't know how to do this. I don't. No. Yes. No. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. I've got anything else to do
there.
than be here right now.
That's a great shot right there.
Look at Enterprise. Enterprise was such a beautiful ship. Even damaged, she's a beautiful ship. And then we go to that final bridge scene, you know. Oh my God, Copa. Do you think space travel will adopt a nautical sense procedure? I would like to say yes, but the problem with it, I mean, if it ever goes like full scale like this, then I would say probably. But the problem is the Air Force is in charge of it. And no offense, Shield, but it's not the same though.
Yeah,
it's a very different management.
The way that space travel is done now is very Air Force like.
Yes.
Very pilot oriented.
But it's also not this. This is getting from Earth to the space station and back, or to the moon. You know, when we did that. We don't do that anymore. And this, you know, in the last little bit here, when she asks him, "So how do you feel?" He's like, "Young. I feel young." Looking back, quite honestly, 49, I would feel young too. I wish I was his age at this. And then Bones lays that line out, though. You know, he's really not dead as long as we remember him.
He's in your head, Bones. Come on.
I'm making you say that. Yes. And it's a great ending, and you get the Leonard Nimoy doing the classic Star Trek, you know, space.
Oh, that was the best part of it.
Oh, that was just fantastic. It's this, aside from the minor picky points we have about the continuity stuff, is a beautiful movie from start to finish. From the acting. Go ahead, Shield.
I can definitely look past all that because of the quality of the movie.
It's so easy, right?
Yeah. Right. And you have to be deep into it to know that he wouldn't have known that he never met Chekhov and all that stuff. So if you're just a normie, you're like, wow, this movie's awesome. If you're Nordporial, you're like, this movie's bullcrap. Why? Why is the fire extinguishers not? Yeah. But that's okay, because, you know.
The special effects are great.
Yep.
The acting, the writing, everything on this. The action.
The music, James Horner's music, was almost a character in this movie. It was so good. This
one of the best space battles ever on film.
Yeah. Yep. And you get the whole, you really do get a full trip through your emotions in this movie, because you actually, you know, you have those little specks of comedy that they always do, but not, you know, but just little bits.
They worked. It wasn't like
inhuman, you know, in the inspection thing, like, you know, things like that. But that's the earlier part of the movie, and it's done very appropriately there. Then as soon as you go into heavy drama territory, you stay there. But they don't leave you with the despair of Spock's death. They give you that little bit of hope at the end, and it's constructed just perfectly. Nicholas Meyer, Harv Bennett were just a team, a powerhouse team, and the acting again. I can't say enough about Jim Kirk or about William Shatner and Ricardo Montalban. They're playing off each other, and you're right. Having never actually been on set together during this was incredible.
Yeah. You don't realize that until you think about it. They never shared the same room. It was always a view screen or hearing the voice. So.
Yep. And then J.J. Abrams has to come along and destroy that scene.
He does. Oh, it's so dark. It's a dark.
You big turd.
So bad. Oh, it's dreadful.
I watched them. They're okay for what they were, but I would never consult. I mean, that's Star Trek ended. You know, Discovery never happened. I don't believe it. First 2 seasons of Picard, nope, never happened.
No, season 4 or season 3 is Picard is fine. I like that.
Yeah,
I know not everybody does.
I will argue with you. Season 3 of Picard was still not good.
I thought it was.
It
was
they
light years
flat out
better than
copied.
I can't even argue that it necessarily was. I enjoyed it though. So, and that's all I was going for.
Yeah.
None of the other tracks, good or bad.
There were
Yes.
there were
Post,
parts I enjoyed. I
Enterprise.
enjoyed seeing the shipyard, where it showed all the different ships in
Oh, the
like a
museum.
museum or something.
Yes.
That was cool. Seeing
What were you-
seeing Worf
Arctis was
fighting
not in the
again
movie.
was great.
Yes.
What were you saying? They
No.
straight up copied, Jacob? They copied something?
The Millennium Falcon flying into the Death Star. I mean, they just flat out copied it,
Oh,
cut
right.
and
Oh,
paste
yeah.
off.
Yeah. I like the new captain that they had because he was actually like competent and real. Like these guys were just going to come in and be like, "Hey, we're doing." He's like,
No.
"No, yeah, I'm not doing that."
Yeah, right.
But
Well,
you're
everybody
still,
liked
you're
that
still
guy, and then,
comparing
of course, they killed him off. But
between this Star Trek and that. You're still comparing apples to footballs. It's not. It's still not the same
Yeah.
right,
thing.
yeah.
The
only good thing that I liked about it was nice to see Picard again.
Yes.
Like take charge, be in command, not be some doddering old, person that's an idiot.
And to
No,
see,
and I didn't. And admittedly, I didn't watch seasons 1 or 2
They were
because
garbage.
I saw no point to them. But
No, they
everybody,
weren't.
or everybody, many people had said that season 3 was worth a watch. So I was like, you know what? I'm up at
Riker
11
was
o'clock. at night
Riker
sometimes.
again.
Let's do it. Yeah.
yeah, right. Weird.
So I was okay with it. I mean, like I said,
I
can I say
did-
it was objectively good? No, but I enjoyed it. So it's not,
I
know
also
that's not
liked
the thing.
seeing the bridge of the Enterprise D, and like
Oh yeah,
better
that was.
definition.
I-
That was
I enjoyed
great.
it. You're in it. It's like Taco Bell at 2 a.m. I know it's not good for me, but I still eat it.
Even if I
Take a
visit the
bite.
bathroom later.
Beard. You're fired
Okay.
again, Beard.
I actually like Enterprise E a little better. That's
Good night,
All right,
Copa.
Copa. Good sir.
Night, Copa.
Thank you. It was
Yep.
wonderful having you.
Thanks for
you
the
and- you and
raid.
your
That
friend.
was awesome.
Yeah. You're a good man. Despite what Jana says about you, which is quite
Yeah, right. Often.
I guess go around
I-
the horn and
Sure. This is a great
shout
movie.
out what we're doing next. Roman,
Yeah,
go.
thank
Go.
you for this, Jacob. I
Yeah,
know I can blather on about this movie without video for about 4 hours straight. God knows, I think we've done it before. But I was 12 years old when this movie came out, and Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I found it interesting and weird, but this really brought back Star Trek. I thought not just for me, but for everybody who loved Star Trek. So I was happy to experience it and happy to go through this with you guys again. I love this conversation. So coming up over at Of the Empire this week, we're doing something a little bit weird. Again, remember we're on every Thursday at 5 Pacific Standard. We're doing a movie called Song of the Sea. It's an animated feature it's an Irish folklore movie. It's weird. But this was a surprise for me, and I don't usually get those. I enjoyed this movie immensely. I'd never seen it before. It was suggested by Matt, the Unbearable 73, the Thad You Shouldn't Be, the man who knows all the things about all the things. And I enjoyed it immensely. I was just like, wow, I did not expect this out of this movie, and it was a lot of fun. So anyway, so that's what we're doing this Thursday. Then the following week, we are full on diving into spooky season, and we have a series of different your favorites with quotes around it coming up. We're going to be doing vampires the first week, and then supernatural, like The Exorcist, whatever. And then we were doing werewolves, and then we're doing zombies, and then we're closing out on Halloween with monsters, which don't fall under vampire, werewolf, or other categories. So, which is a lot of the other. But it's going to be
Creature of
October
the
is
Black
going to be
Lagoon.
there you go. That would be other.
Yes.
So October is going to be an awesome month, and this next show coming up next week is going to be a lot of fun too. So
The Tooth
please
Fairy.
hang out with us over at Of the Empire.
Yes.
Yes, the Tooth Fairy in what is that movie?
Also-
Oh boy.
Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls.
Darkness
Oh,
Falls.
that, yeah, okay.
2:30. Yes. Shieldwall. I think you got the same stuff going
Yeah,
on.
pretty much. Well, thanks for having me on. And yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
man.
be on Roman's stream on Thursday, talking about the seal people or whatever. And then next week,
Maybe seals.
yeah, we'll be doing the X-Files season 1, episode 16 and 17.
Yep.
So
Yep. That will
Yep.
be fun.
tune in for that. That'll be a good time.
Cool.
I want to say this
Yep.
is one of the more modern movies that we've reviewed on this channel. If you want to
True.
say that, this is more one of the more younger movies, because usually we're doing older ones from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
and older than that.
Well,
Meyer.
the youngest one, the earliest one I've done is Return of the King.
hmm
That's the latest, the newest one I've done.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
Great. Aegis.
But yeah. Blair,
Cool.
do you have anything?
Next week, next Monday. No, not next Monday. We're off next Monday because John's parents are in town.
Yes. Yeah, we're not on this Monday or next Monday.
So I don't have anything coming up right now that I know of. So we'll see. Next month,
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
Cool. Cool. And yeah, I forget the name of episode 16, 17 of X-Files for next week, but it'll be good. It's the start off of October. Got some good movies coming up for spooky month. And oh yeah, November 5th will be my 100th Popcorn Talk episode.
Whoa.
Wow, awesome,
So
dude.
that'll be cool. And I'm also trying to get over the 400 hump of 400 subs. I'm almost there. I need 28 more to get to 400. So
Right on.
looking to do that.
Cool.
And
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
that was, yes, please. And it's always good to have Roman and Blair on. Always a pleasure to have them on. And thanks to the chat for hanging with us. And as we review this good movie, and we will see y'all next time. Have a good week, everybody.
Yep. Later.
Goodbye.
Bye.